Khary, what's going on, man?
How you doing, man?
How you doing?
Good.
Tell me, how's 50th anniversary been?
Oh, it's been great. You know, I just I brought my daughters. We did a couple of panels.
Okay.
We sat by the pool. We took it easy. We're having a nice chill. You know,
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, man. You know, I love it. We went to see we didn't see Spider-Man before, so we went to see Far From Home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
Oh man, I had fun. I had fun.
All right.
You know, I kind of love that immediately right off the bat they were like, you know what? We know that everybody died, but let's have some fun with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really, you know, they settled you down and take you on another little ride. Exactly.
Palate
cleanser, exactly.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man has been my favorite superhero ever since I was a kid. So you can't go wrong with me and Spider-Man.
All right, there you go. All right, so jumping right into the movie. You know, one thing that I've been chatting with a lot of the cast about, producers, what have you, is how much of an interesting dynamic it would be to have that aesthetic of these two teams.
Right.
So can you talk a bit about that and the opportunity to do that?
Well, you know, I think that sometimes the most annoying people are the ones that are exactly like you.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, you're like, man, that guy's so annoying. You'd be like, dude, he act just like you.
That's why
they'd be like, I was like, that dude is so loud. You were like, Khary, you're loud. Exactly. So Cyborg, you know, sitting here just screaming back and forth at Cyborg is hilarious. Yeah.
All right, awesome. And one other thing that's interesting is just the dichotomy or the dynamic between the doppelgangers themselves.
Yeah.
And how those individual relationships work. So can you talk a bit about that with your cyborgs?
Well, I think that it's exactly that. You get a little annoyed with yourself if you have to sit there and actually have a conversation with yourself, you know? And so it's one of those things where they got to feel each other out, you know? It's you're also literally in somebody else's territory, you know? Cyborg's like, I'm the cyborg of this world,
right.
and then you come to find out that you're really not that unique at all, are you?
Right.
You know, so you got to learn to share.
Right, and then lastly, in terms of the styles too, where you're dealing with something that's a bit more serious versus something that's a little more lighthearted and has a little more levity. So can you discuss that dynamic too of having that potential?
That sounds like my day. You know, that sounds like my day every day. You know, I get up grumpy until I have some caffeine.
Good to know.
I feel a little bit better. You know, during the middle of the day. Okay. You know, if depending on how hard I work, you know, sometimes I get a little sleepy and a little groggy. You know, but it's but they're all different sides of myself. You know, yes. Go is much sillier, but even in the old show, we did a lot of silly things.
True.
You know.
True.
I was a bear in a tutu for an entire episode of OG Teen Titans Go. So you know, you got to always remember that.
All right. Well, Khary, enjoy the rest of your con, man. I really do appreciate it.